Analyzing decision trees, we can visualize the trees using the export graph function and from the tree module. This writes a file in the dot format, which is a text file format for storing graphs. We set an option to color the nodes to reflect the majority class in each node and pass the class and features name so that they can be properly labeled. Okay, I run this code. We read this file and visualize it. Let's see the visualization of decision tree built on breast cancer dataset. Okay. So this is the decision tree and this is the visualization. The visualization of tree provides a great depth view of how the algorithm makes prediction and is a good example of machine learning algorithm that is easily explained to non-experts. However, even with a tree of depth 4, as seen here, the tree can become a bit overwhelming. Deeper trees are even harder to grasp. One method of inspecting the tree that may be helpful is to find out which path most of the data actually takes. The parameters samples shown in each node in figure gives the number of samples in that node, while value provides the number of samples per class. Following the branches to the right, we see that radius is greater than and less than 16.79 creates a node that takes only 8b9 and 134 malignant. 8b9 and 134, 8b9 and 134 malignant, and this is therefore it is malignant class. Here 25 are malignant and 259 are the benign, so this is a benign class. Taking a left at the root, the worst radius 16.795, we end up with 25 malignant and 59 benign samples. 25 malignant and 259 malignant benign 255, 25 malignant and 259 benign samples. Nearly all the benign samples end up in the second leaf from the right, with most of the other leaves containing very few samples. So these are the end up, because here is one malignant. So this is end up with the leaf node. Feature importance in trees. Instead of looking at the whole tree, which can be indexing, there are some useful properties that can derive to summarize the working of the trees. The most commonly used summary is feature importance, which rates how important each feature is for the decision a tree makes. How important each feature is for the decision a tree makes. It is a number between 0 to 1 for each feature. 0 means not used at all and 1 means perfectly predicts the target. The feature importance always sum to 1. So next we run this code and it is for the feature importance, but here the above summary is not entirely convenient since we don't know how the given importance corresponds to the features. To fix it, let's use the code below. And here we see that now we can see that the radius error, it has some importance factor uh, texture error, it also has some importance, and the most important is towards the most important feature is the worst radius and things like that. We can visualize the feature importance in the following way. Let's look at the feature importance computed from a decision tree learned on the breast cancer dataset. So now we compute the feature importance in another way, and we see that the feature importance is the highest for the worst case, for the worst radius and some texture error, etc. Worst concave points. Here we see that the feature used in the top split worst radius is by far the most important feature. This conforms Our observation in analyzing the tree that the first level already separates the two classes fairly well. First level separates the two classes fairly well. However, if a feature has a low feature importance, it does not mean that this feature is not uninformative. It only uses that feature was not picked by the tree, likely because another feature encodes the same information. In contrast to the coefficient in the linear modulus, feature importance are always positive and do not encode which class a feature is indicative of. The feature importance tells us about the worst radius is important, but not whether a high radius is indicative of a sample being benign or malignant. In fact, there might be such a simple relationship between feature class as you can see in the following example. So I run this part of the code and see that feature importance for different features. So they belong to class 0 and belong to class. The plot shows a dataset with two features and two classes. Two features and two classes. Here all the feature is contained in x1 and x0 is not used at all. But the relation between x is equal to 1 and output class is not monotonous, meaning we cannot say a high value of x of 0 means class 0 and a low value means class 1. Stopping criteria for decision tree. When to stop. All features are exhausted, all leaf nodes are used, and too many examples there are. Which attribute is the best to use? So, for example, if we next the what is the method to check the which attribute is the best for the classification? So next we talk about the which attribute is the best attribute. So here we have the two attributes A1 and A2, and we choose that which one is the best for classification. And we see that if we use the A1 attribute, then 21 classes are classified as positive and 5 are negative. While in the second leaf node, 8 are positive examples and 30 are negative examples. While talking to the attribute A2, at the leaf node 18 are the positive examples and 33 are the negative examples, and 11 are the positive examples and 2 are the negative examples. So principal criterion, selection of an attribute to test at each node, choosing the most useful attribute for classifying an example. Then it comes the information gain. Information gain measures how well a given attribute separates the training examples according to their target coefficients, according to the target classification. This measure is used to select among the candidate attribute at each step while growing the tree. Gain is measure of how much we can reduce uncertainty. Gain varies between 0 to 1. Talking to the entropy is a measure for uncertainty. Entropy is a measure for purity, and entropy is a measure for information content. Information theory, optimal length code assigns minus log to the base 2p bits to message having probability p. S is a sample of training example. P plus is the proportion of positive examples in S, and P negative is the proportion of negative examples in S. Entropy of S it is the average optimal number of bits to encode the information about certainty or uncertainty about S. Entropy of S is equal to P plus minus log to the base 2 P plus plus P negative minus log to the base 2 P negative, and it becomes minus of P positive log to the base 2 P positive minus P negative log to the base 2 P negative. Entropy is the shape for the entropy is it looks like that when entropy is when we have all the positive examples, the entropy is zero because the entropy is zero and there is no disorder. When all the examples are negative, the are negative, the entropy is again zero also. And in between, the entropy goes from minimum to maximum. Entropy measures the impurity of S. Entropy is minus P positive log to the base 2 P positive minus P negative log to the base 2 P negative. Entropy and information gain for induction decision trees. Entropy is the measure of impurity in the dataset. In decision tree, subset instance contains similar values, homogeneous data. Decision tree algorithm uses entropy to calculate the homogeneity of the sample. Decision tree algorithm they uses entropy to calculate the homogeneity of samples. If a sample is completely homogeneous, the entropy is zero. If a sample is equally distributed, then it has a maximum entropy of 1. Information gain of sample S over attribute A. Expected reduction in entropy due to partitioning of S on attribute A. Expected reduction in entropy due to partitioning of sample S on attribute A. An ideal leaf node is a node where all nodes belong to one class and entropy is zero. An ideal leaf node is a node where all nodes belong to only one class and entropy is zero. Information gain of for information S over attribute A or some gain for sample S over attribute A. Expected reduction in entropy due to partitioning S on attribute A. Gain of S over A. Entropy of S is to compute the information gain. This is the formula. So entropy, we'll calculate the entropy for attribute A1 and entropy for attribute A2, where attribute A1 has a has a where attribute A has a parent node of 29 positive examples and 35 negative examples, and a child node of 21 positive example and 5 negative example, and likewise. So information gain, we calculate the entropy. First, we calculate the entropy using the formula given above, and then we calculate the gain for sample S for attribute A1. Then we calculate the gain for sample S and attribute A2. And we see that the gain for sample 1 for attribute A1 is high as compared to attribute A2. So training example, talking to the training example, so we see that the attribute A1 is a good choice for decision, for making the decision at depth level 1. Then we talk about the training example. Here are the days and is the we planned whether we should go for the tennis or not. We make the decision based on outlook, temperature, humidity, and wind. Selecting the next attribute. So we have, let's say we have the we have different attributes, just like here we talk about we have different attributes like humidity, wind, and we calculate the information gain for the humidity, and we calculate the information gain for the wind for these two, and we see that humidity provides greater information gain than wind with respect to target classification. And then we go one step further and see that for the outlook, we calculate the information gain for outlook and see that the information gain for the outlook is 0.247. So selecting the next attribute, the information gain value for the 4 attributes, for these 4 attributes, the information gain value is calculated and found to be 0.247, 0.151 for humidity, 0.048 for wind, and for temperature is 0.029, where S denotes the collection of training example. And IDC algorithm, and when we proceed and see that here, this is the distribution that using the outlook, we fairly for the overcast. It is complete. It is the leaf node because 4 are the positive example and 0 is the negative. No zero negative example. And here for the sunny case, we have 2 positive example and 3 negative, and likewise 3 positive and 2 negative example. Then we can descend. We can go to the next depth level. So again, for the humidity, temperature, and wind, humidity, temperature, and wind, we find, and then we can go further. This is the overall algorithm for the induction decision tree. And induction decision tree, and we see that for first we take the outlook, then we say the take the sunny, humidity, high, low, overcast, and rain, wind, strong, weak, and etc. So splitting this was the one of the way, information gain was one of the way for the decision tree. The other way is for the decision tree is the Gini index. Gini index is also used for splitting and for splitting of the data set in the decision trees. So Gini index measure the node impurity. So this is the probability for class C, and this is the method for it. And then we use the Gini split. We use this algorithm and check it, calculate for the node, and then for a sample. We compute the Gini index. So then we talk about if our variable are continuous, splitting based on continuous attributes, splitting based on continuous variable. Then we make a portion of it. For example, greater than 80K or less than 80K. So it is a binary split. Multi-way split could be income tax less than 100K, 10K, between 10K, 25K, 25K, 50K, 50K to 80K, and greater than 80K. A continuous attribute binary split. For continuous attribute, partition the continuous value of attribute A into a discrete set of intervals. Partitioning the continuous value of attribute A into discrete set of intervals. Create a new Boolean attribute AC. Create a new Boolean attribute AC looking for a threshold C. AC is true if AC is less than C and false otherwise. How to choose C? It is heuristically found. Consider all possible splits and find the best cut. So this was all about the decision tree. Then we talk about the strengths and weaknesses and parameters. The parameters that control the model complexity in decision tree are the pruning parameters that stop the building of the tree before it is fully developed. Usually picking one of the pruning strategies, getting either max depth, max leaf nodes, or minimum samples leaf is sufficient to prevent overfitting. Decision trees have two advantages over the many of algorithms we may discussed so far. We have resulting so far. Resulting model can easily be visualized and understood by non-experts, and the algorithms are completely invariant to scaling of the data. As each feature is processed separately, the possible splits of data don't depend upon scaling. No pre-processing like normalization or standardization of feature is needed for decision tree algorithm. In particular, decision tree works well when we have features that are on completely different scales or a mixture of binary and continuous features. Main downside of the decision tree is that even with use of pruning, they tend to overfit and provide poor generalization performance. Therefore, in most applications, the ensemble methods we will discuss next are used in place of single decision tree. Practical issues with the decision tree are over and underfitting, missing values problem, and cost of classification. This was all about the decision tree. So thank you very much.